Inflation is dead. It's dead. We have no inflation. Think of it. Our stock market hit record highs. Everything's hitting a record high. We're really running good with no inflation.
We've had no inflation. All we have is we're making a fortune.
In our Money Lead, President Trump claims that inflation is dead. New data out today tells a different story. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that consumer prices rose 0.7% last month, pushing the annual inflation rate to its highest point in 4 months at 2.7%. Many of those price increases, economists say, are in part because of President Trump's sweeping tariffs on imported goods, which brings us to our Business Leaders series, where we talk to small business owners coast to coast about Trump's tariffs. Some are in favor. Many tell us the impact has been overwhelming and bad for business. Our business today is Minky Blue. Minky Blue is a line of organizational travel and work bags with features for commuters. And founder Sherelle Mosey joins us now from the great city of Philadelphia. And Sherelle, how have the tariffs impacted your ability to keep your business growing?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me on. I started my business about 13 years ago, and really it was out of frustration. I basically was the bag lady struggling on the train with 2 or 3 bags. I had my lunch bag, my purse, my shoes, and a plastic grocery bag. And I just wanted one bag where I could organize and separate everything in the bag. And so I came up with this idea for a shelf right in the middle of the bag. And I actually started working with the Department of Commerce to help me find US manufacturers who could make my bag. I was really adamant about making the bag in the US. But unfortunately, it was very expensive. During that time, the cost to make the bag was between $98 and $108. And then I would have to purchase the hardware and the materials overseas. So that pushed me into China. And I must say, I learned that 90% of handbags that are sold in the US are made in foreign countries. And so it's been really difficult dealing with the tariffs, trying to maintain production and all sorts of things at this time.
So for anybody watching right now, I just checked it out. Minky Blue, M-I-N-K-E-E Blue, the color blue, BLUE.com. Have you had to raise prices, or is that something you worry you're going to have to do?
Yeah, when I first started the business, the tariffs or the tax was at 17.6%. And then during the president's first term, that went up to 25%. Now we've added on a 30% tariff. So what people don't understand is that in China, it stands at 30%, but for Section 301, which includes all of or most of consumer goods, including handbags, it's stacked on top of it. So not only am I paying 30%, I also have to pay the 25% from the first term, in addition to the 17.6%, which was the base term. So really, I'm paying 72.6%, which I cannot afford. I mean, that's just insane. So I actually bought in a lot of inventory the end of last year. I am not doing production this year just because of the tariffs and the uncertainty. Is just really unable to plan anything out, and I just don't know what I'm going to do.
If you could talk to President Trump or, for example, Senator Dave McCormick, your brand new senator who was with the president, I believe, in Pittsburgh on the other side of the Commonwealth, if you could say something to them today about the tariffs, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a few things that I would say. Number one, eliminate the Section 301, which has all of the consumer goods under it. Number two is really to be honest about the tariffs. The countries aren't paying for the tariffs. The American people are paying for the tariffs. Businesses like mine are paying that tax, and in my case, it's 72.6%. Those are the things that I would say.
All right. Sherelle Mosey, thank you so much. Go Birds and go Phils. You can find Minky Blue products online, MINKEEBLUE.com. Thank you so much, Earl. Good to see you.
The price is increased 0.3% from May. The annualized rate is 2.7%. President Trump's tariffs on China led to a sharp increase in the price of toys. Appliances were hit by his tariffs on aluminium and steel. You can see how it feeds through, and it's likely to get a great deal worse. Isabel Mateos y Lago is the chief economist at BNP Paribas. Isabel, isn't that? Good evening, ma'am. Good to see you. Thank you for taking time
Good evening,
to
Richard.
talk to us this evening. Now, look, where is France in all of this? Because the economy has weakened. I'm never quite sure with the French economy whether it's about to go for a rip-roaring success or fall off a cliff.
Right. Well, always a direct question. Good evening, Richard. Look, the French economy has weakened compared to last year. That's for sure. The growth momentum, for the last few quarters has been very modest indeed, and we're expecting somewhere around 0.5% growth this year, 0.5, 0.6%. So that's a slowdown from last year, and that's also going in the other direction than the rest of Europe that's been recovering and accelerating. However, I don't think there's any reason to expect or to think that the economy is on the verge of collapse, but it's true that it's been going through some headwinds, some political uncertainty, and then more recently uncertainty around how fiscal consolidation is going to happen. So that's causing a lot of anxiety from households and corporates. But our expectation is that, from 26 onwards, we're going to see a rebound, and the French economy will benefit from the pickup in Eurozone growth overall.
So can you balance off, if you will, the benefit from the increase in defence spending that President Macron's been talking about, and the as yet unquantifiable costs of the tariffs that will hit French exports? I'm here in Bordeaux, and of course, they're already talking about how it's going to hit the exports of wine, and that balancing act's going to be very tricky.
So yes and no, in the sense that it's true that there are specific sectors and regions like Bordeaux, where you are right now, which could be particularly exposed in the situation of a trade war with the United States. But first of all, we're not there yet. And as you know, the talks are ongoing, and certainly on the EU side, the negotiators remain very hopeful to reach a deal before August 1st. But secondly, the French economy is actually one of the least exposed to the US tariffs in the Eurozone, because it is predominantly a service-based economy. And so unlike an economy like Germany or Italy, which have still a very strong manufacturing sector, much stronger than in France, it is overall less exposed and can benefit more from a rebound in consumption and the services economy in general. And then the rearmament effort that the entire Europe is embarking on. Again, France has a strong defense industry, and so above and beyond the decisions made in France and talked about by President Macron in recent days, France should benefit disproportionately from the broader European rearmament effort that is just beginning.
Right.